Hello everybody, this is Moshe, the electric Israeli, and today's video is about my Nissan Leaf, my 2015 Nissan Leaf, and I have reached a big milestone, 18,000 miles in just 13 months, driving mostly local roads, around town, a little bit far, a little bit, but no more than 40 miles each way. So I want to discuss a few aspects of this car in particular and electric cars in general, pros, cons of this car and electric cars, so we can do a little overview of the whole thing. So first of all, owning this car for over a year now meant that I owned it for a year, obviously, but entire 4 seasons. In where we are in Jersey, we do have harsh winters, very hot summers, fall and spring, so you can really judge the car and car performance on a full cycle of seasons and road conditions and all that. So I'm going to comment on that first. The number one thing that you can say about all cars, all electric cars, is that weather is a huge factor in the car performance and range. You're gonna get 20% less range on this car in the winter, and which means 70 to 75 miles, and you can get 15-20% more than the rated range, the range that the car's manufacturer says in the summer or in warm weather, and you can get even 100 miles on this car. Not rated range, actual range. So weather affects the range of the car significantly. What else affects the range of this electric car and others is speed, road condition. Road condition, I mean wet if it's raining, so there is a lot more energy that you will need. Elevation, obviously, takes a lot of battery power. And speed, highway versus local roads. So I venture that I can get 120 miles on this car driving local roads 40-50 miles, no more, and I can get maybe 60 driving on highways 65-75 miles an hour. So there's so many variables of how what range is. So weather, road condition, elevation, speed have huge factor on electric cars. And as you drive it, you know what your car is capable of, and which leads me to range anxiety. There absolutely is nothing, no range anxiety. I never got even close to be stuck anywhere. If you're smart and you charge your car every day, every night, middle of the day when you can, you will not experience range anxiety. And knowing that this car is a local car, 35-40 miles either way, that's back and forth, that's what this car is capable of doing. Now, if you have charging infrastructure along the way, then you can do a little more. So if you go to a big city like New York, you can spend the whole miles going there and you will plug it there. There's many places to plug, and as the days go by, there are more and more charging stations, both fast and level 2 and level 1. So that's wonderful. Number 2, I want to talk about is performance. And performance, meaning the pickup of the car, the speed, and how it responds. Again, has to do with weather. If the battery is cold and you just turn it on and start going, the car will go, it will be no problem, but it will not pick up. There will be no torque, oomph to the car, as opposed to if it's 70 degrees or 65 degrees and up. When the weather is warm as it gets, this car, this particular Nissan Leaf, is an absolute rocket. It goes really, really fast. Not if I didn't warm it up. Most of the time I don't have time to warm it up. I don't program it, I forget. I just go in and I just turn it in and go. So I drive mostly local roads, so it doesn't matter. But until the car gets warmed up, meaning the battery pack gets warmed up, it will affect performance, and it will affect it significantly. You will see, you will notice the difference between winter and summer performance. So that's range and performance, which are significant parts of any electric car, but this one in particular. So as the months go by, you learn what to do, you know what to do, you know where to go, you know where not to go, and you know, and this way you will absolutely never ever get stuck with this car. Really, never, unless there is 25 miles reroute because of something. Otherwise you will just be fine. You will be fine. And I never got even close to being stuck anywhere. So that's that. This particular car, I really like to talk about the comfort and performance and range. So let's talk about comfort. It's a beautifully designed car. It looks little, but it isn't. Look at my head. I'm a 6'2" big guy. Okay, I can put a small baby above my head. No problem. It's a big, tall car. It has tremendous amount of cargo space. You flatten your seats, you can put lots of stuff in this car. It's very, very, very nice. 5-seater family hatch. I have kids in this car all the time, 3 kids in the back, no problem. Everybody's sitting comfortable, and even if you are an adult, you can sit in the back comfortably. I think I told you that I test drive the Tesla. Sitting in the back in a Tesla Model S is not so comfortable if you're an adult. Not the Model X. I sat in the Model X yesterday and it was very comfortable, beautifully comfortable. So this car is comfortable, front and back seats, no compromises. Middle seat, no compromise. Very, very comfortable. My favorite thing about this car, believe it or not, is heating and air conditioning. You know, when you say something, it takes a second for it to happen, and you really mean 5 minutes or 10. It takes 60 seconds for this car to be boiling hot on a 25 degrees temperature outside. It doesn't matter. The wheel, the steering wheel, I mean, the seat warmers, the cabin gets hot so quickly. I have to turn off the wheel warmer and the seat warmer and lower the temperature and the speed. It's so incredibly well designed in terms of heat and air conditioning. Just unbelievable. I can never ever stop getting excited about it. Really, it's just incredible. So it's a big plus. Infotainment, whatever. I'm not a big. It's good Bluetooth, very nice. Picks up your phone. It syncs, no problem. Really, voice command, no problem. The navigation I just use the map just to see where I am. But I never ever use the navigation. I always use my phone. I use Waze, so I never bother to use that. So I don't know. It's hard to see. Sometimes the screen gets glare. So it's not the biggest thing. I really could care less. Some people really care about it. It's okay. It's adequate. It's adequate plus. The buttons, the ergonomics are really comfortable. This is, I think, one of the greatest thing about this car. This is a designed to be an electric car. It's not some kind of a hybrid or something that is gas, but they stuck a battery in. It's not. It's one pure electric car, and it's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful car. I have it for a year and a month. I'm planning to have it for many more years. Give it to my son when he gets his license. It's just great. Expenses. How much does it cost to run this car? Peanuts. Really peanuts. I service it every 7,500 miles. I can do it every 10,000, but I'm a little anal, so I service it every 7,500 miles. 7,500 miles. You know, the first service cost me nothing. It was courtesy. The second one, a couple $100. The third one will be cheap. So it's really, really nothing car to maintain. I have solar panels at my house, so I charge it during the day when I can. At work, we have solar panels, so the fuel expenses for me is zero. And even if it wasn't zero, it would be very, very cheap. It's a very cheap car to run. You get 85 miles every time. It's such a wonderful idea. if you can combine the solar paneling, you will just not only not go to a gas station that you don't even think about it, it's just like nothing to run this car. How wonderful that is, to pay nothing for to fuel a car. Tires, like I said in many of my videos, I highly recommend to buy snow tires if you live in a snowy area like I do. Wonderful idea, really wonderful idea to buy snow tires, because it is a good thing when you need to for winter performance, very important for winter performance, and this way I get to keep the tires for a long time, and that's very good because I alternate them every season, so I can get a lot of miles out of my tires, and that is a wonderful thing. I really highly recommend it. It's a one-time investment. There are so many tires. I highly recommend Tire Rack. I buy tires from there. I bought it for this car, for the Volt. Wonderful idea. Wonderful idea to do that for tires and performance. So this way the tread lasts much longer. I predict I will need new sets of tires for both in probably 3 or 4 years, so it will be 4 or 5 years before I will need to exchange tires. Regeneration in this car is actually very good. I didn't think so at the beginning because I wasn't used to it. I commented one time that I didn't think so. It's really the B mode is very good, very good regeneration. You go down hills, you really pick up a lot of miles, and it gives it back, so you can really gain, and it really helps a lot with the braking system, which is a wonderful thing. I mean, I predict changing the brake pad maybe in 3 or 4 years, so it will be, another very little expense to maintain this car. So the big advantage is obviously the running cost of this car. Performance is great, range is more than adequate to what you need. This is not a long range car, but it's really for 95% of what you need. So we love this car. My wife and I absolutely love this car. Highly recommend it. Now obviously if you are to buy a Leaf, definitely buy the bigger battery, the 30 kilowatt. In a year or two maybe they'll have a 60 kilowatt. So always go for the biggest battery. There's no doubt about it. Why wouldn't you? But as an early adopter like I myself, I love it. It's fine. I don't need more than that. It's great. It's just totally adequate and serviceable and all that. So thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe more. If you have specific questions about owning this car or any other electric cars, I'd be more than happy to help, and help me change the world one electric car at the time. I have made a lot of impact on a lot of people, friends of mine that I know that are enthusiastic, and they bought hybrid or plug-in hybrid or electric cars, and that makes me feel so great, so good. So why not? Let's progress, not regress. Buy an electric car, lease it, whatever. It's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. This is Moshe, the Electric Israeli. Bye bye.